good.
And that conversation can either begin then or can begin right after. I would suggest, depending on the set of circumstances, because I'm not in the room, but what you feel will work the best. But we need to, as women, we need to express ourselves, and we still don't. We still hold back and try to make sure our partner, if we're in a relationship with a man, a lot of times we want to make sure that ego is stroked, and that's wonderful, that's great. We don't want to say, you know what, but you don't have to be super negative. You can start out with all the great things that happened, but when we got to this part, babe, I just wasn't quite feeling it. I really needed you to kind of go to the left a little more or stay where you were, because that was really working. That felt so wonderful. But when you kind of stopped and you went over here, yeah, yeah, I don't know. That wasn't for me. That just didn't work for me. So if you do like this, you want to try it now? If you do like if you do like this, um, this might help. The whole thing is not to attack the person.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Wes, and the whole point is not to attack the person. It's to give them constructive criticism so that they can move to the right area. Same thing with the man. Hey, babe, you was slobbing the knob. You was on it, and then you kind of stopped. And I really needed you to just keep going with what you was doing. Could you tell through my body language? When my body does this, that means you're kind of, sometimes we don't understand. We might be in our own head when we're with our partner as far as giving. We might be thinking we the bomb.com, and we're just in our head, and we're not maybe listening to the moans. We're not understanding that that's not a good moan, that's a bad moan. Okay, we're not understanding that when she said ouch, that wasn't a good ouch, that was a bad ouch. And these are the kinds of things that we definitely have to talk about. Says Juan says we should be comfortable to be able to talk with our partner, become sex instructor, student, teach and learn. True.
It ain't for everybody though. Some people
Everybody's
don't know how to do that.
right. Without either hurting their partner's feelings or just not saying anything and continuing to have inadequate relations.
And I think,
Yeah.
if I'm honest with you, I think it could also be sometimes you feel like, well, if I say something right now in this moment, because there are times when you're in the moment and you're like, okay, that's not working for me. But you don't know how to say, that's not working for me, because you're afraid that if you say something like that, it could possibly turn the whole mood off. The vibe is just be gone. And you're like, I don't want to do that. So I kind of feel like, well, maybe if I give it a little bit more time, maybe he'll or she'll get it. I mean, that to me is in regards to when we're talking about like being an instructor, teacher, teach and learn. Sometimes I don't know how to actually say exactly what it is I'm wanting, because maybe I don't really even know. I just know that that's not it.
And that's when and I think a lot of people, very human like response. You continue to do whatever it is that you're doing. You're trying to get through the moment, but even once you get through the moment, some people still don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the miscommunication and the I did great continues to blossom and grow, instead of
Yeah.
okay, even though we're done, maybe we're spooning, maybe we're cuddling, maybe we're you know uh, or even it could be, hey babe, get it could be a day later. we had a great time the other night. I really enjoyed myself. I think you should always start with not necessarily a compliment, but start with the positives. I was really feeling you. I was really into it. What really worked. But, when we were doing this, it just wasn't quite there for me. What do you think about us trying this? Don't just bash somebody and don't have a solution to go with it. And sometimes we do that as men and women because we don't know our own bodies, or we don't know what we really want or like. We just know that this didn't work. And you can also turn it to, do you think that there's something else we could try? Do you think let's do some research together? These are all things that are part of foreplay as well. And not only that, but they're part of intimacy.
Can we include the learning how to actually pay attention to the other person? Because some people may not necessarily know what it means.
Yeah, you can have that in there. You can have that in there. You can, and that comes out with, babe, when I'm doing this is what I mean. Because sometimes understand it could be misconstrued. So we still got to make it plain. Sex for dummies. you still got to you still got to make it plain. And and I mean, honestly, like I said, I work with a lot of women. Oh, I've never had an orgasm. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? I mean,
I'm mad at you right now for that.
but I'm just saying, think about it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's part of what I'm saying. There was a point in time I didn't know what I was supposed to be feeling. I knew I liked what I felt, but then when I actually felt it, and the different ways that it was different. Which is why when I hear women that be like, I don't like oral, I don't like when he gives me, or you just don't know.
And some women, I'm gonna tell you why some women don't like it, because they have been brainwashed to think that it's nasty.
But why?
Society, remember, we're not supposed to enjoy sex as women. We're just supposed to have a baby.
That what is nasty?
Oral pleasuring is feel good. It's fun. Oh no, You got to remember, we got a lot of trauma, and some women have more trauma than others. And so some women, and if the man or the person, her partner, whoever it was that was doing it, all vulvas are not the same. You trying to attack it the same way?
Yeah, I get people that go straight for my clit, and I end up Donkey Konging them in the head with my foot,
Right.
because you're not gonna touch her.
Right.
I'm not the girl. I don't like that.
There's no education out here. There's no teaching.
And they think
no
because
anatomy.
you come,
There's no nothing.
and they think because you come, you like it. No, I come because you're hitting my pearl tongue, and that's what happens when you hit my pearl tongue. But I don't like the sensation that it gives. So get your mouth off of her. Leave her alone. You can make me come without sucking on her like she a freaking dick.
She needs to be primed.
For some, for a lot. For
some people like that sucking stuff, but I'm not her. I'm not her.
But
okay, so I guess I kind of feel when okay, never mind.
I'm just saying, we are not teaching and educating the men when it comes to cunnilingus. Thank you. We are not doing that. And so all men think all clits are the same. They're not. They're not. They're different.
Clits are not created equally, people.
Thank you.
And they don't look the same either.
Thank you. Don't taste the same.
They don't feel the same.
Don't do nothing. Nothing is the same. We're all different.
They don't react
the same way.
Everybody.
That all penises are not created equal.
Exactly. So here we are with this situation where we've got people thinking that they know what they're doing because maybe it worked with the previous person. It doesn't work with this person. but you're not willing to learn this person because you want to come in there and, like I said,
I actually saw a video of a gentleman who was talking about that. And he was bringing attention to the idea that a guy, you're going to go and you're going to do the same thing that you did to this one, thinking that that works for that one. And it does not. This is not a one size fits all. I got the skill, so I got it for all of them. No, you got to be able to, can you tell how she's feeling? And let's go to the other side of that. Women, all men, just because, yes, we have this idea that y'all are pretty much guaranteed an orgasm. You're going to nut. But not all men do.
Nope.
I had to learn that one. Not all men do. And that is because they're not feeling it. It's something that is a disconnect or something. So if you think that, okay, yeah, I'm going to squeeze, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that with this one, I'm going to do this with this one, and think it's going to work, it might not do that. And you can't be upset about that.
And some men have it in their mind that if they do ejaculate, that they lose something.
And then they learn how to ejaculate.
So they've learned
what that means.
Exactly. They've taught themselves. So,
and a lot of them like that, actually.
There's a lot to unpack when it comes to having sex with our partners. And believe me, guys, I didn't know none of this back in the day. I didn't, I did like everybody else. But I learned because I wanted to be a pleaser and I want to be pleased. But I can't possibly think, I guess my thought process is, I don't think that a man knows how to please a woman because he don't have what I have. That was my thought.
Sounds very logical. That sounds very logical, though.
That's my thought process. But then I broadened my thought process because even if I'm with a woman, you would think she would know, but she doesn't because her stuff ain't in the same area, or her sensitivity and all this kind of stuff is not the same as mine. We are all wonderfully and beautifully made individually. And until we understand that when it comes to sex, y'all gonna keep hollering, I ain't have no orgasm, especially when you don't even know what an orgasm is. See, a lot of people think an orgasm, especially women that say that they're not having one. I just got a woman to understand she'd been having an orgasm. She's been having orgasms. Everybody is waiting on that one orgasm where the earth is moved, the sheets are gripped, the sweat, the screaming, the hollering, I felt the earth move under my feet, the stars and the moon aligned, and the ocean and the tidal wave.
That's not.
We become Erykah Badu in this bitch. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. We become Erykah Badu.
I become Beyonce, but okay.
To become Erykah Badu, I swear to goodness, that right there is mine. Let me.
Jill Scott, Beyonce.
Can we combine the three?
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what we are. That's what we expect. That's because of what? Hey, porn. Okay, porn is
that is entertainment only.
Edutainment.
No,
edutainment.
I'm sorry, I can't even give it edutainment. It is really entertainment only.
You know why I say it's edutainment? Because it teaches me what I'm not gonna fucking
okay,
do.
In that case, it's edutainment for you to learn what to not fucking do.
It's edutainment because that's what I'm not gonna do. Okay, I mean, you about to do you got me fucked up.
Who does that?
Oh my God!
But it also And the other reason why I say is edutainment, and this is not to knock anyone's fetishes, because to each his own. It lets you know how many fetishes are actually out there, because there's so many different types of porn.
Okay, I'll
There
take
are
that.
things
I'll take
that
that.
people are into that I would never fathom
Mm-hmm.
people being into that have been made into porn.
Yep.
My favorite type of porn is something that I'm not even physically gonna ever do, because who I'm watching, I'm not. So it's edutainment.
I'll give it to you.
We have a new word.
It is to tell you what to
Hello,
not do.
Webster's. Hello, Webster's. Let's put that one in there. So
Get your girl up.
and like I said, so if you have a partner who's a male and he's really into porn, his expectation, that's another thing too we need to talk about. Expectations. His expectation is he gonna be long dong silver, and you're gonna be and it just doesn't turn out that way, because we're not those people. Neither one of us are. And one of the things that you'll get to learn about at the Ebony Erotic Experience is about how porn is made. Thank you to Miss Siren down here. Going to be leading a class in how porn is made. Okay. Yes. This is going to be exciting.
Only at the Ebony Erotic Experience.
2023.
October 27th and 28th in Cleveland, Ohio.
I will give you Siren's vision.
Yes, it's going to be quite interesting.
From Siren's window.
Yeah. It's going to be something else. That's what it's going.
Hey,
I'm going to be in that class.
hey, I'm pulling it out.
Unfortunately, depending on what time she's teaching, I might be teaching non-physical and physical intimacy. So
we're gonna get it.
No,
together.
we okay. So I'm gonna say this right now, JewCee. They cannot be at the same time, because I need to be in that one.
We'll work it out.
I need to be in that one right there. I love that topic. So yes, I need to be able to be in that one.
We'll see what we can do. So, but the thing of it is like I said, guys, there's so much to cover in this topic that I want people to understand that the first step to really being able to give that positive critique, first of all, you have to be willing to receive it. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't even mean that you're a bad lover. It just means we need to try something a little different. Mm-hmm. We need to be, I want us to, and understand this. If you get this right, if you listen, can you imagine the mind-blowing sex that the two of you gonna have? When you look at it from a bigger picture, by being able to take input, we're not even going to call it's not criticism, it's input. By being able to take input as a male or a female from your partner to improve what you already have, you both win. You both win. Some of you need to get out of the way of your relationship, get out of your own way in order to make your relationship stronger, in order to make it stay hot, tight, and together, as I always say. You cannot possibly do that if it's all about me. Because when you get into a relationship, it's no longer I, it's we. It's not about me, it's ours. You cannot keep thinking that I'm doing all the work. I'm doing I. There's no I in team, and you all are a team when you're in that bedroom. And you both want to please each other, because if you both please each other, what you doing at 2:00?
I'm at the office, but come and lock my door.
Right. Lunchtime quickie coming up.
Them be the shit. Don't play with it. Hold on, time out. We will not disrespect that. Like it is not one of the best things ever. When you know what the fuck you doing.
Honey, that's how I had a child. Lunchtime quickie. Thank you.
That part.
Mm, mm, mm.
He knew and I knew. So there you go. So I mean, but like I said, it is about talking. And I know that we in my younger years, I talked a lot. I wanted to understand, I wanted to learn, I wanted to know. But once again, I'm a health education major, I'm a sex ed major. This is my field of study. So I'm naturally curious. I want all the information I can get. And I want to be good at whatever it is I'm doing, but I also want to listen because as I've gotten older, as I've progressed, every partner is different. I have men that like. I've been with men that want me to bite. These are big teeth, honey. They want me to bite. They want me to bite.
And biting is not necessarily my thing. Well, at least I don't know if it's my thing. I'm still exploring, and I'm gonna leave that open.
Honey, I didn't think it was my thing until I did it to one particular person who really enjoys it, and that's what he likes. I'm gonna get good at it. Okay, I'm gonna get good. Then I had another one that didn't like any teeth because he had been cut, he had been scraped. I can understand that. I had somebody that had a jagged tooth and cut me down there, so I completely understand. So, and there's also understand for your partners, if even if you've known each other quite some time, there might be some underlying traumas that you don't know about. I know for me, you can't hold me by my wrist. You can't pin me down because I was pinned down and raped. So you cannot pin me down. That I cannot do. And my partners understand that. I share that. I share my trauma. So you have to really, really be able to talk to your partner when it comes to your traumas, the good, the bad, the ugly, the in between, knowing it is part of it instead of guessing. And I think we do a lot of guessing in the bedroom. I think they're gonna like this. I think I don't. Oh, I don't know. Instead of just, hey, baby, do you like me to juggle your balls or what do you?
I think we all do that, and I think we just assume as well because we don't want to ask the hard question. When, in all honesty, if you think about it, the way you just explained it, if you go ahead and are able to clearly and concisely communicate how you feel, what you like, what you don't like, shit can be the best shit ever. So if there is actually, even though we don't like doing that, well, what if it hurts their feelings? And okay, then we're gonna learn how to say it, which is what JewCee is telling us. I like that, but I didn't like this. Well, and maybe we can try it like this. And then you do that shit, and then you just be like,
Yeah, and the coolest thing is that you know that the person listened to you. Whether you're a man or a woman, there's nothing like having your partner, someone, your significant other, listen to you and care enough about you to change to make sure that you're happy.
that part.
And it just brings you closer together, guys. It just brings you closer together. But what you did with your last girlfriend, stop doing that, fellas, with your new girlfriend. Stop. Because you're not with your last girlfriend for a reason. I don't know what the reason may be. You might have been to bomb.com, but you're not with her. So you have a new person that you need to learn and
This is
understand
not.
how she functions. And
This is not
ladies,
one size fits all.
exactly. And ladies, stop thinking you ain't having orgasms because most of you probably are and just don't know it. I'm just gonna I
I
am
feel like that
learning.
needs to be a show. I feel like that needs to be a
I
show.
am well, we've talked about orgasms so many times on the show that you can have multiple different types of orgasms that I just don't think everybody gets that memo for whatever reason because they've been so clouded with the fact that you're supposed to have the earth shattering, sheet grabbing, screaming and hollering, and that that's the only kind of orgasm that has been told to them, and that is not
It's
true.
not
There's
it.
all kinds of different types of orgasms that you can have, and some of them aren't earth shattering. They're more subtle.
I'm sorry.
So it just has to be, uh, we just need to educate more. We just need to let people know and understand that, yeah, you probably did have an orgasm, you just didn't know it. And that's just what happened with a couple of ladies that I've talked to here recently. They've come up to me, they've seen my new magnets on my car, and we're chit chatting. And I'm telling them, yeah, that's an orgasm. What? I've never had one. Yeah, you did. You just didn't know you had one. Because we're not reaching and teaching. That's not happening. Especially when you're in situations where babies are having babies.
I can agree. I can definitely agree. If you're someone who necessarily doesn't know anything, but you're having a kid, you don't tend to necessarily go and figure it out after the fact. You just think that that's what it is. And that's just me speaking from my own experience.
Exactly. You don't. We're not gonna. I had sex, and I got the
It
directions
wasn't it.
from school. Insert here, have baby there, and that's that. But
Wham!
right, let's not talk about enjoy it. Let's not talk about orgasms. Let's not talk about the different types. And understand this too, ladies. Women OBGYNs have not been around that long. It was all men.
And they didn't really start really like looking into like the female body until like the 70s.
Yep.
And we're in 2023 and they still don't get it because you can tell they don't get it
Mm-mm.
with these laws and shit.
Exactly. But who's making those laws?
Men who don't know shit.
Exactly. I think the funniest thing that I see here in Cleveland, and it's really sad because one day I'm going to wind up stopping, and you guys are going to have bail money for me. But they stand out here and they picket in front of the Planned Parenthood here in Cleveland on Shaker.
Because they've been
And
told something that is not true and they just believe it blindly without doing their own research.
well, and then on top of it, they want to have these pictures of, I'm not even sure if it's a baby. I'm not the
Because
one.
it could be a freaking dolphin. I've seen a dolphin look like a human fetus too. Don't play with me.
They're just there. It doesn't even look like a human baby, and I'm there. And the funny thing about the whole thing is as many times as I've driven by there, the majority of the people standing out there are old white men. Somebody explain that to me. Why do you give 5 fucks? Excuse my language, but why do you even you not obviously aren't having sex right now? Obviously. You're just not. You are not actively doing anything with your PP. You except for peeing. That's it. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. But you're standing out there trying to tell people not to go in a clinic that provides medical assistance, not just abortions. Okay.
If you have to use Viagra, you should not be giving any kind of intimacy advice, sexual advice, bodily biology advice.
So you're standing there. I'm like old white men. I'm just like, and I have, and I just want to ask. So when the baby's born, are y'all going to pay for something?
Bing.
Are you going to get groceries? Are you going to get Pampers? What you going to do? What you doing? Because she going to need all that.
Now, mind you, there are those that there are those dads that are on that shit that take care of their babies better than some mothers do.
Mm-hmm.
But again, those men actually understand what a woman goes through because they know what that means to be like a hands-on single father. Which is, I don't think we see a bunch of those out there talking about, yeah, you better have that baby. You better not choose to make your life important. At least that's what it feels like to me.
Well, and the whole thing is, like I said, they're standing out there protesting and picketing and on any given day. And I said, one day I'm going to stop by and just give them a, why are you out? I just want to know, why are you out here? Why are you here? Do you have a
Make
vagina?
it make sense. Make it make sense.
Make me understand why you are here. And then tell me what you are going to do for the person that you change their mind. How much money are you going to give her to help her raise that child?
How much assistance are you going to give her? Not even money, assistance, because it's more than just money.
I need them to give up some money. I'm gonna start with the money because
it's all of it. To me, I feel like it's all encompassing because we can't just say it's money because that child doesn't just need money. That child needs parental figures.
Well, that part's not gonna happen. But so we're gonna give you, because they don't have any rights to the child. So I'm going to make sure that they understand that. Let's start with the money. Let's start there. That's me. I'm just saying. I want you to start with the money. How much money you give?
You see, I'm quiet.
Right. Just give me some money. Because I don't think you need to be standing out here passing judgment on anybody. I think you need to take.
I just need you to go sit the fuck down. Leave me
right.
the fuck
That's
alone.
what I think you need to go do.
Sit the fuck down. Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave them alone.
You see, I'm quiet.
I know. I got you.
I've let y'all have y'all's moment.
Go ahead.
She said, no.
Go ahead. Voice your opinion.
Right. Please do. Because believe me, there's someone that has the same opinion as you and they need to hear it too.
My opinion is similar to you all's. I just don't like to speak on them because of how I feel. I mean, we those of us in this room know how I feel or don't feel. Like I just feel like it's a woman's body. Don't tell me what to do.
Agreed.
Regardless of what I would make the choice to do, because I've made 2 different decisions at 2 different times in my life.
And it's not
the system. My issue is with the system. Do not tell me what to do with my body when you're not going to be there to help me take care of it.
Thank you. And that goes for you all standing in the parking lots at Planned Parenthood, because you're not going to help.
They're the main ones I'm referring to.
They're not going to help.
They're part of the system because this is what I tell people. And I think somebody in Black politics on the, because, they like to argue with the fact that we used to be Republican and now we Democrat and nobody cares about us. But so I'm just going to refer to it as Black politics. Somebody on the Black politics side of things said, you are not pro-life. You are pro-birth, because once they have given life to that child, you no longer want to take care of the child. You don't want to give assistance. You don't want to help. You don't want to do nothing, but you wanted her to give birth to that life.
Mm-hmm.
You want us to be in poverty, and you keep wanting us to have babies to keep people impoverished so you have people to step on, and you don't want to help feed these kids.
I think exactly what you're saying. Whoopi Goldberg said the same thing on The View, and she said nobody is not pro-life. There is not a person except for people who just want to kill people. And we're talking about actual people who can breathe air and function. To me, that is when you're not pro-life. Everyone is pro-life. You want to live. You want people to live. This is pro-choice. I get to make my choice because it is my body.
But I'm talking about the people on the other side that claim.
Yeah, it is definitely pro-birth. Yes.
Pro-birth.
Yes, absolutely. I'm agreeing. Yes.
They are pro-birth. For them, it's about population control.
But
for them, it's about numbers.
But here's the thing. There's more of them going to get it than us.
But that's not the statistics, because the statistics,
they're not showing that.
They're not.
No. Mm-hmm. Because we are the minority, the percentage on us automatically looks larger because our numbers are smaller.
Mm.
We know because it's more of them getting it. Their numbers are going to always be lower percentage wise because there are more of them to calculate.
Once again, we talked about statistics, and you can
Yeah.
skew.
Statistics are skewed. That is why they use them. They don't show actual numbers because statistics show a skewed view of reality.
It's skewed. Always remember that, folks. Whenever you got to hear somebody say, 10 people, basically 100% of the people said they were going to do this. Then you need to ask how many people was in that 100%.
Yep.
Oh, 5 people.
Yep.
And then who was in that 100%?
Okay, so that's 5 people. That's not everybody. That's you.
So if you look at, and this is something I looked into because of what I deal with, and because I had to make the decision I had to make at a certain point in time in my life. When you look at the actual numbers, the reported numbers, because again,
right,
everything is perception is reality.
Yep.
My issue is even still with Planned Parenthood. I understand that the company has changed and they are now proactive in pro-life and pro-choice activities. Originally, though, they were not created. They were created to diminish our population in a sense to keep their population growing. Yes. But what happened was their population was like, oh, we have choice. I don't have to. I can take autonomy of my own body. And
because
this is where
not
people,
us. It's not us getting the abortions.
Get it misconstrued because yes, the percentage wise, African American and women of color's numbers seem larger, but we're actually, when it comes to life and giving life and families, we are more conservative than we are put out to be. Mm-hmm. Even when us as Black women don't physically give birth, we are more nurturing, we are more motherly. And for somebody, and I will say this, for somebody who growing up never wanted to be a mother, yes, I have 2 biological children, but I also got 5 non-biological children that can come in my house anytime and eat, and one of them lives with me.
Boy.
What we do. It's what we do.
Because as a pro-life Black woman, I don't ever want to see nobody out on the street. I don't want to ever see nobody starving, and I don't want to ever see nobody not get a foot in front of themselves to better themselves. I had people that did it for me. My sister is one of them. So I will never see another Black woman not survive.
And that is that right there. Honestly, if anybody who's watching this back, this right here is a definition of what is actually the battle. It is not about pro-choice and pro-life. It is pro-choice and pro-birth.
It's population control. And their numbers are diminishing. Our numbers are growing. And when I say our numbers, I mean all people of color.
And then I think where all of that goes to is the conversation that we're having, and it is in essence of how are you satisfied? Are you just doing it to do it? Are you just going through the motions? How do you say, hey, I don't think I like that. I don't know if I like that. And I think if we're able to communicate on that level and all the other levels that JewCee speaks about in regards to clearly and concisely communicating, we might actually kind of help this situation.
Exactly.
I can kind of see that.
Because if you're out here and you're not talking, you're not saying your truth, as they say. If you're not telling someone that you care for, or you don't feel that you can tell someone that you care for how you're feeling, because it's not going to make them feel that great. The thing of it is that I think one of the disservices that we do with our folks, with our people, is education. I want our people to understand we invented the alphabet. We invented education.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mathematics, science, everything. We did that. So when you don't go to school and finish, whether it's in the way things are established now or any kind of education that you can possibly get, when you don't continue that education and get your education, you are setting yourself up for failure. And they want you to do that. They want you to do that. You have to understand what is so important is when you're educated, nobody can pull the wool over your eyes.
That part.
When you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
I love that phrase. I swear that has been my favorite phrase my whole entire life. That one and patience and moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Patience and moderation. And when you know better, you do better.
You do better. I like
I
that. I like
lived
both
my
of them.
life by that.
And when I say that, when you know better, you do better, that goes right to this topic tonight.
Mhm.
If I don't
help them
know,
know how to do better? How do I know how to do better?
if I don't say anything, if I don't ask, if I don't talk, if we don't communicate, if we don't have these conversations, even though some of the conversations might be a little difficult, and also, things that also fall into this, not only that, but cultural differences can fall into this category as well.
Mhm.
And how you were raised, where you were raised, all of these things contribute to your sexual experience, whether people want to admit this or not.
That is true.
A lot of people we talk about your physical health, we talk about your mental health, but we do not talk about your sexual health. We all think this is so taboo, but let me just tell you, everybody wasn't born in a petri dish. Okay, somebody has sex.
That part. I was gonna say though, and they don't really, like you said, they don't really talk about it. But even when it comes to relationships, because I'm not gonna say marriage, because marriage isn't necessarily for everybody, but relationships, the three things that are the main, I call it the triad of a healthy relationship, are mental health, physical health, and sexual health.
Mm-hmm.
They do not like to put sexual health in there, but sexual health is is one of the main reasons why relationships don't last. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can be by itself, but sometimes it can be in coexistence with something else. I don't have the physical health that I need. And now I feel like my partner's not attracted to me the way I need because I'm not physically healthy. Or just something's going on where we aren't communicating right sexually or have the intimacy or something is going on. That is still one of the three components of why relationships don't last the way they need to. In order to have a successful, healthy relationship with anybody, where it's an intimate relationship, because there's another third component when it comes to non-intimate relationships. But when it comes to intimate relationships, you have to have physical health, mental health, and sexual health.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like I said, you guys, everybody's hearing everybody talk about your physical health and your mental health. But you know what they keep leaving out? Your sexual health. They keep leaving it out. It's not out there.
Because we're made to think that it's not really necessary.
Yeah. Well, and let me just say this, folks.
I was taught that it was wrong.
A lot of people relationships will break up over sex. So don't you think it should be on the list? I'm just saying, you will end a marriage because somebody goes out and has sex, because that's the basic. We're not getting into cheating, blah blah blah. We're not getting into all that. I'm just saying the basic. Somebody in your relationship went out and had sex and you ready to get divorced.
Yep.
Take the house, take the car, take the kids, take the boat, take this, take the that. You done.
One and done.
But on the backside of that, why did they cheat? Why did they step out? What was the problem? What was the issue? Was there a problem? Were y'all having sex on a regular basis?
This is not always surface.
Or not even were you having sex on a regular basis, because I know partners that have cheated when they're having sex on a regular basis? Are you giving that partner what they need? Are you physically and are you mentally communicating with that partner about their physical needs? Or are you just fucking him because he said he wanted it and you just want to get it over with? Like, or her. If it's her that's complaining about it, are you just giving it up because this is your duty as a wife or a husband and you're not really being intimate and pleasurable with your partner? Are you just saying, okay, here, since you want it, take it, because I know we got to do this because we're married? Like that's not gonna keep your partner, no matter who your partner is. There has to be a connection. Sex is about a mental connection between two people who claim to love each other on an intimate level. It's
And
about sharing a
and
part of yourself with that person.
it's also an emotional connection.
It's very emotional.
It's a very
They
emotional
say
connection
all the
on
time,
both,
the more
on
people
both
you have
sides.
sex with, the more soul ties you have. Soul ties are real.
Yep.
As
Very
much as I
selective.
holler, I'm single, and I can't wait to find my partner, I am still going on the healing journey because there are two men that have been in my life for 10 and 7 years that I can't mentally let the fuck go of. If I see them, it's over. I melt like butter. And I'm not even in relationships with them no more because the soul ties are real.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and
I hate that feeling because I want them gone.
a lot of people, in wrapping up here tonight, guys, we really do. I hope you guys, this was a great conversation.
It
I
was.
hope that everybody gets a little something out of it. But just to kind of recap a little bit, because I'm looking at the clock and I know you guys all have things to do, and so do I. Dani's got to get ready to catch a flight in the morning, I'm sure. And I'm sorry, siren. I did that by accident, my bad. And then Purple Rain, I'm sure you have things to do. But the one thing that I wanted to stress to people, the 3 C's: clear, concise communication. You have got to talk. And you have to find a way to do it in a way that is nurturing and not demoralizing. And once you learn how to do that, things will be a little bit easier and be a lot better. But if you say nothing, if you sit by in your silence, it's just like if somebody sees something, you're supposed to see something, say something. If you don't say anything, don't expect your partner to be the amazing Kreskin or Miss Chloe and be able to read your mind and know, ooh.
Call me now. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Miss Cleo. Call me now.
Call me now.
Let me get my crystal ball ready. In your future, I see no pussy. No.
Oh, I hate you.
I love my damn AirPod. Oh my God.
But I'm just
Call me now. I'll tell you what your sexual future holds.
no pussy.
I'm gonna open up my class with that. Fuck that shit.
Thank you. Oh, so woo! It's just a question of all of us, number one, talking. And I know that it's difficult. I get it. I understand completely that it's difficult. Because sometimes you have to bare your soul, and sometimes you have to tear someone down in order to build them back up. But you don't have to do it in a way that is negative. And if you're both wanting to have that earth-shattering,
woo, make your head pop off.
Right. You both want, if you're going into this, like, we both want to have satisfying sex together.
I know.
Then
I do.
chit chat, have that conversation, have that understanding, get yourselves in a place where you are solid enough to talk. Understand, fellas, she ain't your last woman. Ladies, he ain't your last guy. You all are together. You have an opportunity to make things wonderful for the two of you. I've been married, been divorced, probably won't do it again. But for those of you that want to stay in your marriages, these are the tough things that you have to do. And these are the things that you have to talk about. Okay, guys? So, in closing, yes, make sure you get your tickets for the Ebony Erotic Experience happening October 27th and 28th in Cleveland, Ohio.
For topics like these and more.
A whole lot more. We're gonna have well, just letting you guys know, the Erotic 7 are actually going to be meeting in Cleveland in July. So we're going to have everybody on the show. We're going to have to figure that out. We're going to have to do something where we can have everybody talk and while we're all together and just laugh and have a good time, and they can see us planning and that kind of thing in July. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So
I'm excited.
I am too. I can't wait to see all you guys. We're gonna be crying for the first 20 minutes, and then
absolutely, yes.
And then we'll get down to work because we got a lot to do. So Jasmine, do you have any announcements or anything that you want to share with people?
No announcements at the moment, but you can always follow me right here on Facebook at Jasmine Purple Rain, YouTube at Purple Rain's Play Palace, and on TikTok, Purple Rain's Podcast. Just keep involved. My focus right now is Ebony Erotic Experience. I am gonna be posting more stuff about intimacy because y'all know that's what I do. This is a growing year for me, and next year's gonna be some bigger announcements and might be some at Ebony Erotic Expo. So don't miss out on none of that, honey.
Okay, now, oh, I'm intrigued.
Right. Me too.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, also, it's not finished yet, but pay attention to my page for my ladies that shop Shein. We might be getting some stuff going on.
I'm first. Okay. I'm already putting my bid in right now. Right the fuck now. Don't play with me.
I got codes coming.
I'm definitely a Shein girl. I am.
Don't play with girl.
I just
got the email yesterday.
Loves it. Oh, yay! And Siren, what do you have going on?
Right now, honestly, my trailer for my vlogumentary just came out called Behind the Laughter, the vlogumentary. We just put it out on all the platforms yesterday. I'm like really, really excited and proud. This is my second project that has a trailer, and I'm like super freaking excited. We're still working on it, but like it's coming. And maybe we can share it next week or whatever. I'm really excited about that, and I am traveling back to LA tomorrow.
Okay.
So I can get back home so I can, clock in on Tuesday morning. But you can also follow me. I have a Instagram page, Siren's Window. That is SYREN Window. And then you can also find me on Dani's Window, DANIZWINDOWBIEW, and as well as Dani's Window. So yeah, go follow me. You'll find me wherever you find that name.
All right. Well, guys, I'm not traveling this weekend. I'm actually doing a take-on show in Cleveland for a change. Yeah.
Can we clutch our pearls right now since you got the pearls on?
Can you imagine? Man, oh man, it took a little bit of time, but I will be vending here in Cleveland, Ohio on the 29th. Make sure you get your tickets. Oh my gosh, make sure you join us for the big hoedown. Okay, it is going down. Miss Velveeta Dewar is going to be putting on this leather and fringe edition event. She's got some great performers. Big Stallion's coming in town from Chicago. I can't wait to see him. He's got a lot going on in May. Traveling for the motorcycle set. Will be out on the sets up in a couple of cities in May, as well as in Chicago for 2 events in one day. That one's going to be great. I'm gonna be dead tired, but I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. Make sure you get your tickets for the Ebony Erotic Experience. They are out on Eventbrite. You just simply type in Ebony Erotic Experience, the second coming. Second is spelled out, and coming is spelled Cumming, burlesque edition. You can also put it in by the date, which is October 27th and 28th. Please remember, the 30th of April is the last day for your first payment if you want to do the 3-payment plan, which a lot of people are taking advantage of. It is $75 plus the taxes and fees that are on Eventbrite. So you can do that, or you can pay the full $225 for this event. Already on board, we have Lady V and D Black from Atlanta, Georgia. The passion poet himself, Mr. Robert Gibson from Barbados. We also have Mr. Hood Raised from Chicago, Illinois as one of our hosts. And we just announced tonight our hostess with the mostest for the evening, or 2 days, for the 2 days. That's it, 2 days. Will be all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana. The comedian herself, Miss Hollywood, will be in the house joining us. So let me tell you, the list is growing. We've got more coming. We're going to tell you some more in May. So just stick and stay with us. We've got some bigger announcements to make for this event. Remember, your tickets are only $225. Okay, guys? Well, ladies, as usual, I love you.
Love you. Love y'all.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful topic. We got a couple of topics out of this topic, okay?
That's right. Okay.
So make sure you join us next Monday night. Miss Purple Rain will be in charge of the show.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Oh, did I say Monday? I knew I would. Sunday night. Thank you. Next Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. for our folks out on the West Coast, and 9 p.m. for our people down in Barbados. Yeah, the islands. Remember, enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. For myself, Ms. JewCee, my beautiful queens, Miss Siren, and the Triple Lady. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.